Ever read a story that just kind of stays with you long after you finish it?
Oh, yeah?
Gets under your skin?
Definitely.
That's the girl in the series killer for me. And that's what we're diving into today.
Okay, cool.
We're going to take a look at how the author builds suspense
Right.
and explores some really dark themes.
Yeah.
Like the lasting effects of trauma.
It's interesting how they use classic thriller elements.
Yeah.
Isolation, dread, but filter it through the experience of a child.
And we see that right from the start.
Oh, totally.
The story opens with 10-year-old Ellen
Okay.
hiding in a bathtub,
Wow.
alone, lost,
Right.
after a school trip gone wrong.
Yeah.
And she's stumbled onto something truly horrific.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, talk about starting a story with a bang. That image alone, a child seeking refuge in a bathtub,
Right.
it just grabs you.
It's instantly gripping.
And the setting, that isolated mountain cabin,
Yeah.
it just adds to that feeling of vulnerability.
It does. And the author doesn't waste any time
No.
throwing us right into the action.
The sensory details are incredible, too.
Yeah, no, right.
You can practically hear the saw, smell the blood.
It's so vivid.
And knowing that Ellen is just a kid caught in the middle of it
Yeah.
makes it even more unsettling.
Absolutely. It's like the author puts us right there with her.
Yes.
In her shoes.
Forces us to experience that horror alongside her.
And then there's that part
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
where the killer tosses the victim's eye towards the tub.
Oh, my goodness.
Just like that.
Ugh, makes me squirm just thinking about it.
Such a powerful detail, though.
It's burned into my memory.
It emphasizes the very real danger that Ellen's in.
For sure.
And just how high the stakes are for her survival.
That scene is like a punch to the gut.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, like, how much can a person go through before it changes them?
Exactly. That's the question that hangs over the whole story.
It is. And the author doesn't shy away from it,
Not at all.
from the psychological impact.
No.
We see it in Ellen's behavior afterwards.
Right.
The withdrawal,
Yeah.
the anger, the way she seems to disconnect from reality.
And you can't help but feel for her.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we understand why she's acting that way.
Right. It's heartbreaking.
It is. It really is.
It's like she's been shattered.
Yeah.
And the pieces just don't fit back together.
Yeah. Right. And the story doesn't offer easy answers.
No.
It doesn't portray Ellen as simply resilient.
Right.
It grapples with the raw and unpredictable nature of trauma.
Especially for a child.
Exactly.
I mean, her reactions are so powerful.
They are.
As disturbing as they become, they feel so real.
They do.
Like that scene in art class.
Oh, yeah.
Sends shivers down my spine.
It's intense scene.
Valentine's Day.
Right.
They're doing an art project.
You're making hearts.
And instead of drawing a heart, Ellen cuts herself.
Oh, man.
Shows the class her wound.
Wow.
And says, blood is the real color of the heart.
Dylan.
It's shocking, but it also speaks volumes.
It does.
About how this experience has changed her.
Right.
How it's warped her understanding of the world.
It's like she's trying to make sense of something.
Yeah.
That fundamentally makes no sense.
Exactly.
It's a cry for help.
Absolutely.
But it's also a sign of this darkness that's growing inside her.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where the story takes this incredibly bold turn.
Okay.
We expect Ellen to be the victim, right?
Right.
But then the narrative kind of flips the script.
It does.
Forces us to confront this really unsettling possibility.
That she's becoming dangerous herself.
Exactly. The author makes us confront this idea that the lines between victim and perpetrator can become blurred. It's a question we might not want to ask.
It's uncomfortable.
But the story demands it of us.
It does. And that ending,
oh, I know.
with Ellen burying the neighbor's dog.
And that list of names.
It's chilling. It really is.
It is.
It leaves us with this haunting question. Has she become a killer herself?
Right.
Or is it, like you said earlier, a warped attempt at regaining control?
Could be.
After everything she's witnessed.
It's that ambiguity that makes it so powerful.
It is.
The story leaves us wrestling with those questions.
Yeah.
And there are no easy answers.
Right.
It's a testament to the author.
It is.
That such a short piece can raise such complex issues.
It really is. Makes you think about the impact trauma can have.
Oh, yeah.
Not just on the person who experiences it.
Right.
But on everyone around them.
It's like ripples on a pond, you know?
Exactly. It just keeps spreading.
And in this case, those ripples, they might even be deadly.
It's that fear, right?
It is.
That the cycle of violence might continue.
Because the story never explicitly tells us what happens to Ellen.
That's true.
But that final image, the buried dog, the list of names.
Gives you chills, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure.
It suggests that she might be headed down a very dark path.
And makes you wonder,
yeah,
what could have been done differently?
right.
Could anything have broken that cycle of trauma?
It's a question that haunts you long after you finish the story.
Because we don't want to believe that a child
Right.
could become capable of such darkness.
But this story forces us to confront that possibility.
It does, and that's what makes the girl and the series killer so powerful.
Absolutely.
It's not just a suspenseful thriller.
Yep.
It's a story that stays with you.
Yeah.
Makes you think about the complexities of trauma.
It does.
And the lasting impact it can have
For sure.
if you haven't read it.
Definitely check it out.
Just be prepared.
It's not a light read,
Not at all.
but it's one that will stay with you.
Absolutely.
And that wraps up our deep dive
Into a pretty intense story.
into The Girl and the Series Killer.
Heavy stuff.
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
How did this story make you feel?
Right. What questions did it raise for you?
Join the conversation on our social media channels.
Let's keep talking about this.
And until next time,
Keep exploring.
keep questioning.
Keep diving deep.